You're listening to the Grooming by Rudy podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Grooming by Rudy podcast. If it's your first time here, we are father and son dog grooming duo with over 55 years of dog grooming experience. And in this episode, we would like to share our experience at this year's 2026 Intergroom in Secaucus, New Jersey. We have all that coming up in this episode. Welcome back to the show. We are your hosts. I'm Rudy V, along with my son, Anthony Ray. And guys, we had a phenomenal time at this year's Intergroom in Secaucus, New Jersey. Anthony, did you have fun at the show?
Oh my God. Let me tell you, if you guys haven't gone to one of these shows yet, please make the time to try and go. It's an amazing experience. You learn a lot. Even if you're not a groomer, you learn a lot. There's so many vendors. The grooming itself, the competition, is some of the best grooming you'll ever see in your life. There's creative grooming. There's so much going on at these shows that it's an amazing experience. And again, like I said, you don't have to be a groomer to actually enjoy the show and get something out of it. It's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, guys, just the excitement of arriving at the show and walking in and like getting your name tags and just like walking in and entering the two doors and just seeing this huge world open up to you of all these dogs walking around and groomers walking around and just vendors, and the excitement and the high vibes of the show just really you understand why you're there, and it makes it all worth it. And we also had the liberty of talking to Sarah and her team from Life with Paws right here in Manahawkin, New Jersey. So anybody in New Jersey down in Manahawkin, look them up if you need your dog groomed, because we had so much fun talking to that young group of kids who are dog groomers and their wonderful dog Trixie. It was just so much fun, guys. It was like a big party for groomers, just waiting a whole year to attend, and it was just so much fun being there.
I became obsessed with Sarah's dog Trixie. That entire group was the perfect bookend. We met them at the tail end of our time at the show, and it was really, really great to see a team of groomers who you could just tell absolutely love each other and love animals, and they're just a really, really great team. And you could just tell that anybody who brings their dogs to them, their dogs are in good hands. And shout out to my girl Trixie, man. I love Trixie. Trixie was amazing, and I miss that dog. And I'm glad that they're local-ish to us, because I need to see Trixie again. Trixie was amazing. But to echo what you said, it is a party. It's a party that groomers have been waiting all year to get to and get together. And you get to experience this show with other groomers and learn together. And it's not even just learning with other groomers. It's also learning with vendors and companies. And see, when groomers are at their shops, and they're just picking up their tools, and it's go, go, go. So to have a chance to actually talk and learn with some of the companies that are manufacturing the stuff you're using is an amazing experience. So these shows are they're something else, man. They're very, very special. The people, the vibe, and the knowledge that you gain.
Yeah. And that's what we compiled in this episode of the Grooming by Rudy podcast, guys. Within all that excitement, we had the luxury of interviewing, our friends, and we talked about products, and we're going to get right into it, because our first interview was with Yoe The Groomer. Yoe The Groomer is stationed down in Miami. He has his own mobile grooming called Orange Grooming, and he was working the guide booth. And again, we had the luxury of interviewing Yoe, and we're going to show that to you.
I want you guys to pay special attention during this interview. This is very important. Pay special attention to how much better looking and debonair Yoe is compared to my father.
Let's get into the video, man. Welcome to Intergroom 2026 right here in Secaucus, New Jersey. We have the liberty of talking to Yoe The Groomer. Yoe, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
It's a pleasure. Man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Yoe, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that you've been in grooming for a while. How'd you get started? Let us know a little bit about
long story short, I was with no work in Miami. Somebody tells me there is a position, an offer baiting dogs. I was like, what do you mean baiting dogs? I don't even know. I always like dogs. I always have pets. I always have dogs since I was a kid. So I kind of connect very quick. I started liking it. I started getting more involved. And after 15 years now, today a day, I've been working with worldwide brands. I've been doing a lot of things, around the industry, and I'm more in love than ever. It's been a great journey. So,
yeah. So and you managed to acquire over 43,000 Instagram followers.
Well, social media is interesting. So you can see, you can be around the world so quick, so easy. Well, it's not that easy sometimes. It takes a lot to do things right, like you guys doing.
Yeah.
So I want to congratulate you guys. What you guys doing is amazing. So congratulations. Thank you for the opportunity. So yeah, social media puts me on a scenario that I can share, my passion. I can share my work. I can share with big people, that already is being established on social media. So those opportunities give me the opportunity, to get to more people. And I do have a nice community, which I love. And I appreciate, all the followings. Yeah.
What were some of the challenges that you faced? Early on in your grooming career?
The beginning, after 10 years grooming dogs, I didn't know that this exists. Trade shows, this type of, community industry, I didn't know. I was grooming dogs, based on what I know. After what I know now, I know that I didn't know anything.
Sure.
So the biggest challenge was to, get into the real industry, get into the real field, unlearn. I would say that's one of the biggest challenge, because I had, I was a business owner by then. And it was really hard to unlearn and then try to do the things the right way. It took me, to a challenge, because it's a way to do it right, so it was a challenge.
Yeah. And are you still a shop owner now?
Yeah.
Where's your shop located?
It's in Miami. Actually, the orange, all around the orange around me is because my shop, that's the name of the business,
Orange.
I didn't name it. I acquired it was like that. It was green and blue. And the name was Orange Grooming. I was like, what's going on here? So I changed everything. I give more directions. I decided that it's going to be orange because, Florida, the states of oranges.
Sure.
So it kind of takes more sense. And then I took the orange for myself. I put it on me, and now I enjoy the orange like never before, just because of that story.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I love it, guys. Miami.
So it is Miami.
Yeah, I love Miami. I need to get down there. Let's talk a little bit about Guide, okay? So now you're affiliated with Guide, you're working the booth here. What do you suggest? Some of these shears, they're vast, right? You have huge price range, right?
Yeah.
What would you suggest for a groomer who's just beginning in this trade? What would be a good quality
for
shear?
Entry level, one of the beauty of this company, it's being a business, we're actually celebrating 50th anniversary. One of the beauty is that it don't matter what's your level, it don't matter what's your expertise. We do have price range, we do have, high grades for all kind of shears. From entry levels, that you can go and get the amazing deals that we always have for the kisses. You get like 3 shears for as low as $115, 3 shears for a beginner. That's a good deal. Legendary gators that they've been in business over 40 years. It's a nice, entry levels. But then you have also, shears that go from the intermediate to the advanced. Also shears that today, for example, like competitors are using, on the field.
Yeah.
Shears that are designed on purpose, a combination of knowledge, technology, materials, all of that. We're putting it together and we bring, to the table a shear that competes, today with the industry. Is one of the pioneers company, on the shears industry. Also, we do blades, we do clippers. We always, improving and getting, all that is available to offer, to the clients out there. Like myself, I'm a consumer of Guy Buttercut.
Yeah.
I've been with Guy for 5 years on the booth, but I've been using Guy Buttercut for 12 years.
Yeah.
So
And guys, it's true. I've been using Guy for 41 years. They are my go-to shear. I still have my original Buttercuts that I bought back in 1989. So that just shows you the testimony of the quality of Guy shears.
You say 1989? Sorry to interrupt you. I born that day. That year, and actually tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm gonna be 37 tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday.
I don't know when this podcast is gonna be out. You're never gonna know.
That's beautiful.
Anyway, so 89, so I was burning by then.
Well, that shows how old I am, but how young he is. And see, we love nothing more as an older groomer, as a veteran groomer,
100%.
to see you guys coming up and doing all this, because the industry has grown since I've been around, and now, like I said, you have these vast opportunities.
100%.
When I was younger, it was limited. You didn't have quite as many shears to choose from, and that's why it's important that you have someone like Yoe to explain it to you, so that you know better when you're making a purchase. Even you at-home groomers, we find, Yoe, that a lot of people are grooming their dogs at home now, and that's why I asked you about like the entry-level shear. So, what's a good, affordable shear that maybe an at-home groomer could use that they're working on their own dog,
Like I mentioned before, for beginners, would be something that I would recommend would be Gators entry. It would be on the Kiss lines as well. Super Gators are a great shear, but well designed more for workshop. So I would definitely recommend something around entry, Gators, or Kiss for, in-home.
And price-wise, what does that go?
Gators could be from, I would say, 80 to 120.
Right.
Keys, entries would be around, like 115. It's a good price. We are actually very, very affordable too. The company, because the longevity, because the quality, because everything around, the time, they have the opportunity to offer, a product that is not as expensive as others and still a very good quality.
Good quality that works. See, because don't let the $80 or $115 price tag scare you, because you can go to a superstore and buy a really low quality shear for $35, $40, and it's not going to cut well. It's not going to
do the work.
And it's actually very dangerous to use on your dog, because a shear that doesn't cut well is a shear that makes mistakes, right? So why should people choose Guide?
My always answer for that is pretty quick, pretty easy. I mean, quality matters. I always say it, and it's because not only Guide, quality matters. And actually, Guide Butter Cut, the slogan is high quality, and I am a witness of that quality. That's why I always say why. It's because quality matters. So I am somebody that's been using the tools. I am somebody that is still learning about the tool. I have the opportunity, actually, it's a great opportunity to learn from somebody like Andrew Guy, Edward Guy. Edward Guy is the founder. Absolutely. Andrew Guy is actually the owner today. It's the son. It's a third generation of shears, makers. They are craftsmen. They are amazing behind this machine. And I am very passionate about learning every day something about the shears. And I am actually educating an instructor for what I do. So I really enjoy this opportunity, and I share with others, like you say.
And even though I've been grooming for a very long time myself, I'm still learning as well. I mean, that's the one thing I'm sure we could agree on that.
100%.
You're always learning.
100%.
And one of the things, I had the liberty of meeting you in Pennsylvania. You were doing a demonstration at the PetEdge booth, and you said something that that got me, because you said you use curved shears when you're doing curved work or angling, and
I just have that on the booth.
And you use a straight shear for straight work. But here's the thing: I'm guilty, guys. I am guilty of using a curved shear when I'm cutting, a straight coat. So, see, that's why you need this new, younger inspiration to even fix us older guys. Okay.
But the truth is, like, education. It's important. Education today, it's cool. If you can educate yourself, you're gonna understand what he was explaining, because most of the time we say like, oh, that's the way that Joe does it. That's the way that I see it. That's the way that Mike do it. No, there is a way, correct or wrong, to do it. So that's why education is so important. So it's sometimes common sense, but common sense is not common anymore sometimes. So straight for straight, curve for curve. But more than that, there is plenty, like you can see here, plenty of shears with designs, with edges, metals. All of that is made on purpose. So that's why it's so important that you educate yourself not only about the dogs, the baiting, everything about the shears as well, because one of the most useful, and that's very, very crazy, one of the most useful tools on grooming are shears. And most of the time, you see a lot of people that they don't even know how to hold a shear after 20 years. Oh, but I always use it like that. Like I said before, right or wrong. I'm not accusing, I'm not saying it's just a right way or a wrong way. So it's important that you educate yourself.
And it's important to learn before you get into bad habits. Also,
100%.
Because what he's saying is if you start doing it the wrong way, you're going to get into a bad habit.
Like I mentioned before, he tell me, wow, this is one of the biggest challenge, and it was unlearn. So unlearn is really hard. So if you're learning, please take a moment to educate yourself and do it right. If you are already doing it wrong, try to do it better. Right.
And you could always fix it.
100%.
So, all right.
100%.
With that being said, like what advice can you give to a new groomer, someone that chose to do this for the same reasons you did, for passion, because they love animals and they're new to the industry? What advice can you give a new groomer that just stepped into this industry?
I just did. Educate yourself.
Yeah, you're right. Educate yourself. And I think one of the best ways to educate yourself is to come to a show like
100%.
this, right? Come down to a show, visit Yoe, visit the other vendors. But we always mention on our podcast, on our YouTube videos, to come talk to other groomers. And if you're lucky enough, you'll get a chance to talk to Yoe here, because it was a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure.
Yoe, I appreciate
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, and good luck to you in your
Thank you very
career.
much.
Thank you
Good luck
so
to you
much.
guys.
Appreciate
Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Obviously, yes, Yoe, way better looking and way more debonair than I. Thank you, Yoe, for giving us the interview. But next up, we had James over at PetEdge. Our friends from PetEdge were there. They had the booth just hopping and jumping. And again, we had the luxury of interviewing James over at the PetEdge booth. So let's get into that one also.
Before we do, though, once again, guys, very, very important. I want you guys to pay attention, special attention, how much taller and stronger James is compared to.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get into it. We are here at 2026 Intergroom here in Secaucus, New Jersey, and we have the liberty of talking to James Spinale over at the PetEdge booth. James, thank you so much for doing an interview with us. So, James, right off the bat, how did you get involved with PetEdge, and how long have you been with the company?
Yeah, so I've been with PetEdge for about 5 years. I got into the pet industry. My mom owns a dog grooming business, and she was always placing orders from PetEdge, and I eventually just, looked into joining the team, found out they were local to my area, and, had the pleasure of joining the PetEdge team. Being in this industry has been nothing but amazing, and, growing up around the dog grooming industry and seeing my mom be such a hard worker, and, knowing what every one of these people does on a day-to-day basis, it's really an incredible thing to see how, the community can come together, and, it's really an awesome thing.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I've been doing this for so long, James. I remember competing back in the day, back in like 89, and I'm pretty sure it was New England Serum at the time, right? It was, we're going way, way back now, right? Since that time, you've seen the industry grow yourself, because you said your mom was a groomer.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you see a company like PetEdge going, and how did you see them come up, maybe within the past 15 years?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first started here, I had a little bit of background in grooming and bathing, and I got to see new products and how they evolve and how things have changed and how things have gotten so much easier and more transparent for the groomer. They come to a show, we sell products that make their lives easier, which improve their hand health. Lots of different things I've seen evolve over the times, whether it's the quality of products, and it's really an incredible thing to see. I've never seen creative grooming until I went to a grooming show, and let me tell you, that is some of the most craziest talent I've ever seen in my whole life.
It's the best of the best. And the one thing, or the many things that we like about PetEdge, because I've been ordering from PetEdge since my whole grooming career, and I've been grooming for 41 years. And the one thing that I love about PetEdge, and maybe you can fill us in a little bit more, is that there's something for everybody. You have products that are geared towards the new groomer, the novice, the busy shop owner, right up into, like we just said, the competitive.
Yep.
So what products would you recommend, for the groomer who's just starting out?
Yeah.
What would you suggest, a pair of shears, price-wise?
Yeah. So I can definitely tell you, just kind of circling back on what you said originally, a big thing about PetEdge, what we want for our customer, we want to be a one-stop shop. We want to have everything you need, whether you're a dog groomer or you're a pet retailer. Collars, leads, harnesses, tubs, tables, dryers, we got it all covered for you. I think that, with PetEdge being that one-stop shop, it kind of gives everyone the opportunity to say, oh, well, we want to grow a relationship with this distributor. We want to work with them. We want to see their products. Kind of touching on that, we have like our Master Grooming Tools line. Master Grooming Tools, they're manufactured. We sell them at a low price point to give you the everyday edge, the pet edge, as you could say. Yeah. We want to sell high quality products at a low price point for people to be able to get our products into their hands and learn to groom. Whether you're a beginner or whether you're advanced, we have something for everybody. And it's such a large product line, kind of circling back to the question you asked earlier, how I've seen PetEdge grow. I've seen our catalog grow substantially. We've brought in hundreds and hundreds of new products over the years, and it's really an incredible thing to see how much preference there is in this industry. Some people absolutely love certain things, and some people absolutely hate certain things. With that being said, I feel like at PetEdge we have something for everybody, whether you're just starting out or whether you're a professional pet groomer. Circling back to shears, it's all preference. There are people who they purchase our lower end shear line, our Master Grooming Tools, even for example 5200 series shears. Those are at a lower price point, but they could be used by professionals. Whether you're just starting out or whether you've been doing it for 25, 30 years, we try to basically accommodate everybody in a sense.
Yeah, and to back that, like we try our best, and that's the purpose of our channel, our YouTube channel, our podcast, is to try to get people to buy more of a professional quality tool, because all too often, people will go out and they'll go to a superstore, a big store, and they'll get something really, really low quality, and it's really not any cheaper, especially because it doesn't really work anyway.
Right.
So even like you were saying, even your lower end shears that might be, maybe even $60, $70 are going to work 100 times better than something you buy at a superstore for $35.
Absolutely.
And with less risk of hurting the dog and all of that. Tell us a little bit. I know when I came in this morning, you were like super, super tired. Tell us a little bit about like your journey today. This was the first day here. So like tell us, what happened, how it unfolded for you today.
Absolutely. So, we get here and it's just a totally empty trade show floor. We're dealing with our drapage, and we're making sure that we have our booth space prepared. Unloading the truck, there's always challenges. Our lift gate decided to go down, but not go back up. So we had to take a look into that. We eventually got it to work, but it's definitely a very demanding thing. It takes a lot out of you when you're putting your everything into making sure you're getting people what they need. I can tell you, like even today, there's probably 100 different examples I could mention that it really is people coming here and saying, hey, do you have this? And me being like, yeah, absolutely, we have it right here, and we have what they need and at a good price point.
That's why we recommend that you guys come to the show, visit the PetEdge booth so you can see what James is talking about. There's just so much stuff here, and actually too much to cover even in 3 days, right?
Yes.
So get the catalog, make sure you look through and see, like what James said, what tool might be right for you, what shears are good for you, what brush might feel good in your hand. Like speaking of a great brush, Master Grooming Tools, Anthony and I were just talking about this recently, outdid themselves with the handles. The handles are incredibly comfortable, big grip handles, less fatigue on your hand.
Absolutely.
So Master Grooming Tools has really stepped up their game. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So over the years, Master Grooming Tools has definitely evolved. As mentioned earlier, I can tell you, I've seen our combs and our brushes and basically our entire product catalog absolutely just grow and grow and grow. And when I see the quality of our brushes at the price point they're at, it's incredible. It really all comes down to preference, but I will tell you that I would prefer spending a decent amount of money on a good quality product than spend a ton of money on something that's probably over-marketed or pushed. I think that it all definitely has a direct correspondence with, over the years, the manufacturing behind it. Obviously, we manufacture the Master Grooming Tools line, and then tweaking little things to ensure that the best quality, to ensure that the most comfort, whether it's while you're holding the brush or you're holding the comb. A lot of that comes from our product development team as well. They do a lot of research and a lot of testing just to ensure that these products, they're not just, they're not just, you know, they're not just, 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 they're not average products. They are above average. They are a good quality for the price.
Yeah, you're dealing with a good professional company, again, that's been around for a very, very long time. So it's a very trustworthy company. They're not going to sell you something that's inept and just doesn't work properly. But one of my favorite tools is I love the Master Grooming Tools small dog animal clipper with the blue handle. I have little hands. I'm a little guy. I'm not big like James here, but it works perfectly for me. You could use it on medium-sized dogs and even large dogs because the opening is wide enough to get a dog's nail in there.
Absolutely.
And again, it fits perfectly in your hand. I've had it forever. And again, Master Grooming Tools is something that I recommend personally as a professional dog groomer that you guys check out, and you can check it out at PetEdge.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to take a look at our website, www.petedge.com, for all your grooming needs. Really, we always have promos and specials going on. Feel free to take a look.
James, thank you so much, man.
Course.
That was a great
No
interview.
problem.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Man. That was awesome. Yeah, James, obviously much stronger, but more than that, way, way taller. I get it. Okay, guys, thank you, James and PetEdge, for giving us that interview. That was a lot of fun. So next up is our good friend, GoGroomer herself, Amy Leigh. We had so much fun talking to Amy, and let's get into that one.
Okay, finally, in this interview, I want you guys to pay special attention. I'm being serious now. I'm being serious now. This is very important because Amy is very important. I want you guys to pay special attention to how much prettier Amy is to my father compared to my father, and how much more beautiful and just in general, how much more hair she has up top going on than my dad.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into this one. Yep. Thank you. Hey guys, we are here at the Harmony Suites in Secaucus, New Jersey at Intergroom 2026 with the interview you guys have all been waiting for. That's right, guys. We have Amy Leigh GoGroomer herself. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rudy. I'm so excited that we both found ourselves right here at Intergroom at this show. This is exciting. Quick question. Which camera is actually on me? Okay, so if I ever want to look at the audience, that's where I look. Okay, got it.
We've known each other forever, right?
A long time.
How long?
Not forever. I mean, you're old.
I know.
But no, I'm just kidding.
Look, yes.
No.
No, go ahead.
I love you.
I love you too.
Probably 10 years that we
10
have.
years.
Yeah.
So Amy and I, we basically are both YouTubers, as you know, right? She's GoGroomer, I'm Grooming by Rudy, the father and son team. And we really connected about a decade ago because of
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. And Amy was so kind to reach out to us and help us.
No, I just loved you guys. I fell in love with you by watching you. And when COVID hit, and I groom by myself. I don't have a storefront, so I don't have the overhead you guys had. And we were all closed for a while. And in 6 weeks, I think I only did 6 weeks, and I said, I'm going back to work. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just said, hey, if you guys, I thought it would be so fun to work with Rudy and Anthony. I said, hey, if you guys are kind of behind, need to catch up on your schedule, maybe I could come to New Jersey and groom with you for a couple days.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I just want to hang out with these guys.
Yeah.
And groom together.
Yeah, and we felt the same way.
But we didn't do it because, of course, they're too prideful.
No, stop.
No, Amy, no. Well, we're buried in dog hair over here, but we'll be fine.
And we are prideful, and but it was one of the nicest things that anybody ever said to us. A fellow dog groomer, and we talk about it all the time, guys. That's why we're here at this show, because it's just a unity of people that do the same thing, and we dog groom, and it's often overlooked. And without each other, I'm pretty sure that none of us would even survive doing this business.
Yeah,
agreeing?
we need the support of other people in our industry. It isn't like you've got a bunch of friends and two of them are dog groomers.
Yeah.
You don't know many other you have nowhere to go on a bad day in your head. Who are you going to pick up the phone and call? Oh, I've got 5 friends that are groomers. Well, obviously, I do have more groomer friends from coming to trade shows and making those connections and building those relationships. But just in my community, I'm all alone.
Yeah.
You know, I've got my family who kind of understands, and they're about the most sympathetic ear I could get. But I don't know I don't have the support of people who I said, you know, when I stepped on my number 2 comb today, people would be like, what is she talking about? What's a number 2 comb? Yeah, my groomer friend understands.
Yep.
So having a buddy that grooms and friends in the industry is everything, because it's a hard job.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like somebody you went to high school with. You know, like you experience something that only you know, and you may not see that person for 10 years. It's like us and Amy, we don't see each other for months, even years at a time, but when we do, it's almost like we're like connected. We're connected by dog grooming, and it's very special because like Amy just said, there's certain things that you're not going to understand as a dog groomer, like hey, like what should I do here? Should I use a 4-guard comb? Should I use a 2 on this? Can I get a 2-guard comb through this coat? Who the heck would understand that?
That's right.
Except for a fellow dog groomer.
There was one time, so Rudy has a tendency to overwork himself. And there was one time you texted me and you said, I'm kind of having a bad day. And I think I just called you.
Yeah.
And it is overwhelming. And he's like, geez, he's questioning everything he does. The guy already had 30 years experience, and he's talking to a 20-year groomer. And I'm going, Rudy, why are you questioning yourself? I said, you have too many dogs on your schedule. You're working too long of hours. And he needed to hear it.
And you know what, Amy? Thank you for that, because honestly, I was almost in tears that day. And
you were having a bad day.
I was having a bad day because that's part of this job. It gets extremely stressful. It's not just
overwhelming.
Overwhelming. We're not just playing with dogs all day. That is the big misconception, and we mention that a lot because the only thing that anybody ever sees is this finished product with bows in their hair.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that we are bending over. We are getting bitten. We are, battling a dog just moving around constantly, and you're trying to
working
do this.
yourself a lot.
You're holding clippers.
All this stuff. You're taxing your hands, your body.
Yeah, and now you times that by 10 dogs in a day, and that's when I call Amy and I go, hey, Amy, what are you doing today? Because I'm
doing a little Bichon, and then I'm going to go have a beer, or whatever. And he's like, I got 5 more dogs.
Exactly. But again, like what Amy's saying though, nobody's going to understand that except the fellow dog groomer, and that's the beauty of it. So then, like when you come to a big show like Intergroom or Hershey, what you have that like times 1,000, because now you have thousands of dog groomers walking around, and that's where it really gets almost like explosive. I mean, it's just like you start talking to people, and you start picking people's brains, and you're watching demos and watching the competition, and it makes you proud to be a dog groomer, really.
Yeah, and you're surrounded by people that share the exact same passion as you and know the same pain points that you suffer from every day, because we're groomers. And what I struggle with, probably most all groomers struggle with, whatever. But groomers are willing to open up to you constantly. I've made so many friends at trade shows that, we've exchanged numbers, we text, we do all the things. We may not be able to see each other often, but these are people that I will pick up the phone and just, I'll have a question, about a tool, or have you used this? Oh, absolutely, I love it. I love it on this coat type. Having that network.
Yep.
That validation of, I've been thinking about getting this brush. Have you used it? And having somebody validate that for you just instantly in a text message. These are friends. It's your network. It's your support system. And trade shows is where you really are going to meet those groomers.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time. It saves a lot of time networking and knowing what somebody else, how someone else feels about a certain product. And make no mistake about it, guys, when you come to these shows, you'll also, you'll see people competing, and you'll see all of these beautiful, wonderful dogs and these wonderful groomers. But when they go home, guess what they're doing? They're right back in their busy shop, and they're just picking up dirt, and they're grinding. So it's the part of grooming that I think people need to understand is that we work hard. So when we come to the trade shows, and we see some of these products, right? Some of the new products like Dear Pet. You know, you saw Amy and I talking to
He got a new product.
I got a new product.
You're going to be seeing more of it.
Yeah. It kind of takes some of that stress away, because with new products, you know, it makes the job a little easier.
It helps, right? Helps us get the job done easier, safer for the dogs, faster. Faster for the dogs is better. Not rushing fast, like I'm rushing through the groom, but if I can shave 5 minutes off the groom because I'm using a better dryer or a bathing system or something, and, you know, that dog is benefiting from that, not just me. So it's all about the groomer and the dog.
Yeah, and the efficiency. I mean, you know, you have you with new products. You know, you've been grooming a long time. I've been grooming a long time. With the newer products, you have more efficiency. I mean, when I was younger, your clipper choice was basically an Oster A5. You know, like 1-speed. That's how long I've been grooming. You had a 1-speed, and then they started coming out with a 2-speed. Now they have a 5-speed. Now they have, you know, you got your wall entry level
turbo.
2. Yeah, turbo. You got your wall entry level 2s, 5s, right up to the 10, right up to the, you know, to.
And
okay.
Yeah, on that note.
Yeah.
What's your opinion of that? Do we need 5, 10 turbo speed clippers? You've used them. I started with 1-speed too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be honest.
Yeah.
What's your feelings about that?
My feeling is I always keep it on 5.
It's
just
turbo,
always on 5.
is.
I'm busy. I got to get the job done. When do I ever use an XL clipper and have it on 2 or 3? It's on 5, baby. You know what I mean?
So if my 1-speed only goes to 1, it's on high. If my 2-speed goes, it's on high.
Yeah.
If my 5-speed, it's on 5.
Yeah.
But you know, when we turn a clipper on, we're just ready to start working.
Sure.
But I have found some of the clippers on the market right now, they're getting a little, you know, that they're technically changing a lot, and there's a lot of buttons and options in a clipper, and. Am I old school? But I'm telling you, it's a job that we just need the tool now. I don't want to fumble around and figure out which is the turbo button, which is I just want to grab the clipper and start clipping and get this job done.
Yeah.
And you know, honestly, for me, a 2-speed clipper is perfect, and I'm always going to use the high speed, especially with guard comb work.
Yeah.
I will always use it on the highest speed for guard comb and chew that up under the guard comb. If I'm working on a very thin coated dog, I may say, I'll use that single speed and slow it down to the 1st speed. But for the most part, as professionals, we'll always go to the high speed. But a beginner should start with the low speed. Your blade's not going to heat up as quick.
Yeah.
You're moving slower as a groomer because you're questioning every clipper pass you make.
Yep.
Once you know what you're doing, you don't question, you just do.
Right.
So the lower speeds are for beginners, and the higher speeds are for the pros.
It becomes muscle memory, but you know, like you're saying, like the days of the toggle switch is just gone. You know, it's you are pressing buttons, and you know, with that being said, some of the switches they die out quicker too, because you're constantly they break, and but you can come to shows like this, and it's all available to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can buy 4 clippers today.
It's an instant fix. And another thing getting a lot more popular now is just the cordless clipper. I mean, everybody's just graduating to a cordless clipper. I haven't yet, but I'm going to.
You should.
Yeah.
The batteries have gotten a lot lighter. See, that was always the thing with cordless clippers, say even 5-6 years ago, maybe a little more than that. It was like, man, that's heavy. You know, that's heavy. Do we want to hold? Because the batteries weighed so much, because the battery technology then isn't what it is today.
Yeah.
Today the battery technology is pretty much primo.
Yeah.
And these cordless clippers are lightweight and last, you know,
and
long life of battery.
There
it's
you go.
Crazy.
There's technology for you. They're lightweight and they last longer, and that's again what the industry does. You have all these companies and these manufacturers working towards that optimum, you know, efficiency in a clipper. And it's not just clippers, it's everything. It's scissors. It can just be the way a nail clipper grips in your hand, as opposed to some of the old ones.
A different handle makes all the difference.
Makes all the difference. So that's why it's important for you groomers, especially you newer groomers, to come on out here and see what's going on. You know?
Touch, feel, hold your potential tools, products, and equipment.
Absolutely, yeah, because I'm old school, but I say it all the time. you're never not learning in this. You are just never not learning. Amy says it all the time, right, Amy?
Absolutely.
And these younger groomers coming up, they are just full of information.
Yeah.
You know?
And they're motivated.
And they're motivated. And their drive, like whatever we may have lost, because it's hard.
They gained it.
They gained it.
Yeah.
And and it's nice to watch. It's almost, it gets actually emotional, you know, to see that.
I have shed many tears on the trade show floor just over happiness.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because we were that once.
Yeah. We remember. Yes.
We remember.
We do remember.
Sometimes we remember.
Being a baby groomer, it's an intimidating room to be in, you know.
When you first started, Amy, like how many dogs were you able to get through? Like when you first started.
When I first started, well, I definitely scheduled them more like a small dog, like around 2 hours apart. Even now for a small dog, I schedule an hour and a half. It doesn't take me an hour and a half typically to do a small dog, but I like to have, you know, a few minutes for check-in, check-out. My clients like to gab.
Little talk time.
And
sure.
We're family now, right?
Absolutely,
They come back every 6 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta
so
talk to your clients.
Yeah, I schedule time for that.
Yeah.
And you know, if we had a little poopsie, sometimes you gotta 5 minutes to clean up.
Yeah.
So I don't like to push it to, you know, hey, I can do this dog in an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm going to schedule that way, and the next one's coming right then in an hour and 15 minutes. I schedule some time in there.
You got to decompress, absolutely. Yeah.
So I used to do maybe 4 dogs a day when I started.
Yeah.
And now you know, 5 dogs a day is comfortable to me.
Yeah.
If they're bigger dogs, that I'm not doing 5 dogs a day.
That's about what I'm doing, and like as a new groomer, you don't have to, like, new groomers, take the pressure off yourself. Don't try to bang out too many dogs. Speed just comes organically. Am I right, Amy? Like you just, you know, focus more on doing a good job, because you don't want to like pump a dog out. So what if you're a new groomer and you pump out 5 dogs or 6 dogs and they all look, you know, mediocre at best? The client's going to notice it. You really want to take your time, hone in on your art, do a good job. You know, get those thinning shears out or those chunkers, and you know, fine tune your work. So and don't worry about how many dogs you're doing. Just again, speed will come. Right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does come with your confidence. Your confidence tells you I can move faster because I got this. And if you're not ready to move faster, what's going to happen? Accidents. Shears are sharp, you know, you accidentally misjudge that paw pad.
Oh yeah.
You know, so don't rush through. Speed will your speed will pick up, not you telling yourself to be faster. It'll just start picking up.
Yeah. And you want to establish yourself as a good groomer, an excellent groomer.
The best in the area, best in the hood.
That's right. You want to be the best in your hood, because you know, it's going to draw people to you, and do what we do, like, you know, film it, start a YouTube channel yourself.
Why not?
We did. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Amy's channel is just, we love it. We love your channel. We watch you. We watch each other all the time.
Too.
Thank you. And because
I was watching your channel when I was just starting mine.
Yeah. We were watching yours. We loved like your drive, and like, whoa, like Amy's. Your presence on camera is awesome. We love like your energy, and just more than that though, like your knowledge. You know, you're like us. You're very adamant about like teaching specifics. Like you know what I mean. It's not just like, hey, you know, this you know, cologne smells great. Buy it. It's not that. It's not that.
No, it's not. It's not a sales thing. It's about helping people understand the smaller details of grooming, smaller techniques, methods that get skipped over a lot quickly in classes or seminars or your course. So, you know, when people say, well, what's a guard comb? You know, as I'm doing a video, I don't just say, grab your number 2 guard comb and put it on your wall clipper and off you go. I say, no, I like to use a number 2 guard comb. What's a guard comb? Why do we use guard combs? I actually say that stuff in my videos. When I was doing my classes and stuff, you know, they're just like, you're gonna use that, and then you're gonna put it on that blade, and you're gonna clip this dog. And I'm thinking, okay, but why did I use that one?
Yeah.
And when would I use that guard comb instead of a blade?
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I teach, because that's the stuff that was skirted over for me.
Yeah, and that's why I love your channel, and that's why you guys should love her channel. Go to GoGroomer on YouTube because, again, Amy is speaking real here. You know, it's those little details, like she's explaining what a guard comb is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why we use them and when we don't use them.
Right. If you're an at-home dog groomer, you may not know what a guard comb is, and Amy's explaining that to you. So again, it's just that specific, you know, detailed teaching and knowledge that you're going to get from channels like Amy's. You know.
And yours.
Yeah. No. Thank you.
I noticed, you know, even your nail videos. I love that you're so calm and patient, but you're describing what you're going to be looking for before you actually get into the video, so that people can prepare their mind. What does it look like when I have clipped the nail to the appropriate length? Yeah. What is that going to look like? They've already pre-planned their mind because you laid that groundwork. And the video, I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's education.
Yeah,
it's educational.
Again, as opposed to just picking up a paw and go, okay, this is how you do it. Yeah.
You see the black dot? We're done.
We're done.
Okay, we're done. Where's the beer?
And it's, right. And if it was only that easy, you know?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so we love doing this for you guys, with you guys. You are so important to both Amy and I for so many reasons. We've made friends through YouTube too. I mean, we get a lot of people who comment on both, right? That we just know.
I watch Rudy. I watch Amy.
Yeah.
We're a community.
We are a community.
Our communities came together. Now we're a bigger community. It's great.
Yeah, and we love that, and we appreciate you guys. I mean, because it doesn't matter without. If you don't have somebody to teach and somebody's not learning from you, then what's the point?
And somebody's not telling you, thank you, that helped me. If it weren't for the feedback, you'd say, am I really doing I really doing a good enough job? Am I doing right by these guys? Well, your feedback, your comments tells us, keep doing what you're doing. It's helping me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Before we wrap up, though, Amy, I want to talk a little bit about your speed comb. How is that coming along?
Good.
I know it's a little up and down, but like, when can we look forward to that?
We were hoping at this show. This is Intergroom 2026. We were hoping to have product here and launch it, and our production schedule could not handle that. And of course, we don't want to rush it. You know, don't rush production. I want it right. You know, we get one chance to do something right. So it looks like production is it's about ready to ship any day.
Good.
Actually, it is shipped. It has shipped. Okay. So when we have all our logistics in place, so it should be in everybody's hands. It should be in everybody's hands by June, the middle of June, at the latest.
Yeah.
And it's game changer. In fact, I was just at the Super Styling Sessions booth with Sue and Jay.
Yeah.
And Jay Scruggs actually tested my speed comb at the trade show. He had already tested it before in private in his mobile unit.
Yeah.
But he was testing it on a standard poodle, one of Sue's standard poodles with about 4 inches of coat.
Yeah.
And I'm there with my camera and listening, and he's giving me feedback as valuable feedback from Jay Scruggs.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So guys, it's coming. It's it's to help us. It's to control the coat feed. It's to help us groom faster, smoother finishes. And that's what's going to do.
I can't wait to try it, Amy. I can't wait.
I can't wait for you to try it.
Thank you.
Give me your feedback.
Yeah. And if you're getting feedback from Jay and Sue, that's that's the ultimate feedback right there.
That was just today.
Yeah.
That made my day.
Good. I'm so glad to hear it, guys. So look for that in the near future, June, possibly June. Okay.
At the latest, mid-June.
Good.
Yeah.
So Amy Leigh Speed Comb. Definitely keep your eyes open. But Amy's gonna let you know.
I keep everybody posted. I scream it from the rooftops. It's here. Can I have a hug? Because I love you so much.
We love you, Amy. Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you, Amy.
You guys are family.
Yeah. Oh, you too.
And it was awesome that we got to meet up here at this show.
Absolutely, yeah. This was a lot of fun, guys. So we appreciate you and looking forward to the next video. That's it.
And hey, Groom, you're just a groomer.
That's right. We're just groomers. That's all we are.
Rudy, you're just a groomer.
I'm just a groomer. That's all I am.
And you play with dogs.
And I have a lot of cameras.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Yes, guys, obviously Amy much prettier than me. with much nicer hair. So thank you, Amy, for the interview. That was a lot of fun.
That was a big high point of the show for us. We've known Amy for a while, and YouTube itself is what sort of brought us together with Amy, and Amy has been a very, very dear friend of ours.
And if you want to meet any of the people that we interviewed, I urge you guys to head on down to Hershey in September. They will be at the Hershey show, so it'll give you a chance to also talk to all of the nice groomers and all of the vendors and view some different products if you head on out there.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, guys. We hope you enjoyed the interviews. You could see these interviews as well on our other channel. They're all posted individually. Our other channel is Grooming by Rudy. You'll also find over there lots of helpful dog grooming tips and tutorials for you. Also, do not forget to check out PetEdge.com. Use promo code Rudy5. Save $5 off of all orders of $100 or more. Thank you guys again for hanging out with us today. Until next time, take care.